The value of acting right away rather than thinking, overthinking, or wondering about it is that once you start, you can build on that momentum. Hey Zesties, welcome to the Season 2 pre-pilot episode. I'm Glee, your host. If you are new to this podcast, welcome to the new season. You've arrived at a very exciting time. If you are a Zestie from the prior season, thank you for sticking around. I wanted to share my thoughts with you on why there has been many changes since I launched the podcast. I'm also going to shed a bit of myself, share a bit of vulnerability of my realizations along with the 3-month podcasting journey and the road ahead. I started this podcast in the last week of January 21. It was actually a quick decision that I have made and not premeditated. Although I have been listening to a lot of podcasts before, I knew that I wanted to create content prior to this, but just didn't know which medium. I started this mainly because I wanted to develop my self-confidence in talking with different people. I am an introvert, and to top it all off, I'm a very shy person at that, in terms of public speaking. If you knew me back then, I am very different on stage when I sing with my band. However, in other aspects such as socializing and talking with strangers, it has never been my strength. I easily get intimidated or self-conscious when all eyes or ears are at me when I'm speaking. Sometimes I feel that my brain is already ahead, but my mouth couldn't utter the words that just passed through it. I don't know if you know what I mean. But anyway, I stutter a lot. I cannot organize my thoughts in a snap. I just suck at it. But I've always been a believer in taking action. There are several schools of thought in terms of using your strengths and weaknesses. One school of thought, which is usually done in business, is that if you have this weakness, you just mitigate it, but focus on your strength. Another school of thought is you strengthen and focus in developing your weakness so that it wouldn't be a weakness anymore. I chose the second route. Not to say that the first notion is wrong, as both have its own merits, and I believe that it's neither this way or that, but it's just a matter of choosing what's right for the situation. I realize that fear but taking that action anyway, that is how you gain self-confidence. Having that bravery to be out of your comfort zone is the only way you grow, as cliche as it sounds, but hard to do. So I started the podcast right then and there without a plan. If you ask me if this would have been for work, then I wouldn't have jumped on it right away, but did some proper planning. However, this is a creative project, and my sole purpose in the beginning was for my self-development. I know it sounds very selfish, yes, and I think that whenever we start something, as humans, we always have a motive. What we gain from an endeavor. Perhaps experience, self-development, fame, or profit. So for me, it's for self-development. I started with friends whom I look up to, people I really like talking to, and a topic that both resonates with myself and with them. I started gaining some listens from different countries. I gained a little bit of confidence from there. So that's a small win. I still stutter a lot, but that's okay. Still disorganized. Fine. Working on it. Why? Because it's a win-win situation. I develop myself, get connected with different kinds of people from all over the world, and learn from their stories. And as a result, Zesties can learn from these episodes as well. I have an intangible benefit to it, which would spring to my other aspects in my life. So what I learned from this experience is the importance of action. There are a lot of ways to take action, and it could be doing some research, initial planning, or start recording, etc. So that's what happened to me. The value of acting right away rather than thinking, overthinking, or wondering about it is that once you start, you can build on that momentum. There are a lot of uncertainties, yes, but the beauty in it is that you can pivot and iterate whenever a change is needed. So Zesties, if you want to start a project, just get up and do it. It's easier said than done, really. But personally, what's more crippling to me is the constant wonder of whether I should start or not, or whether it's the right time to start. The right time is now. Of course, any time is not the right time. I hope you get what I mean, right? Why I changed the podcast from Vanilla Zest to Gleeful Talk Show? Because I'm happy with where the podcast is progressing. When I started Vanilla Zest, I had that vision to be low-key, to not even say my name or show my face. As I said, I'm shy, I do not want any bashers or anything. I just want to create something and develop something. That's it. But I realized the name Vanilla Zest isn't easily identifiable of what I wanted to do. It sounds like a foodie show or something to others. I mean, it does describe metaphorically what the show is about for me, but not all people will get it right then and there. So I shifted to Gleeful Talk Show. The Gleeful Talk Show now focuses more on personal stories to inspire Zesties to gain more confidence, pursue their goals, develop themselves, or learn new things. The word Glee means happy. So if you are developing yourself or you're having that confidence, then you will have a happier life, isn't it? And what does Glee mean? It just means another word for joy or happy. So anyway, with the name Gleeful Talk Show, it sounds a bit more me, sharing a huge chunk of what I am to the show and not being anyone else. I'm still an introvert, yes. I am still shy, yes, but it doesn't preclude me from going out of my comfort zone. Do I want to be an extrovert? Definitely no. You know, the thing about introverts is they listen more. But why on earth am I creating a talk show? Because I do enjoy a lot of meaningful conversations. So that just totally fits with what I wanted to do in this podcast. Furthermore, having that boost of confidence from the Zesties who listens to each episode helps me break away from what hinders me from being myself in my own podcast. So Zesties, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for sticking with me all the way. Thanks for listening and following me in this journey. What's to come? Exciting topics, more experts, and keeping that positivity going. You'll hear more conversations about health and well-being, guests who have overcome challenges in their lives and how they did it, or people who are still in the middle of their struggle and how they are hanging in there. So thank you so much all for your support up to this point. So please continue to follow me on Instagram at Gleeful Talk Show, on the new Twitter account at Gleeful Talk Show, the new website, which is www.gleefultalkshow.com, and the new email, which is gleefultalkshow@gmail.com. I'd highly appreciate your feedback through email or through DMs, as well as ratings on Apple Podcast or Podchaser. Again, thank you so much, Zesties, for sticking with me in this journey. I can't thank you enough, and I hope to hear from you through feedbacks or emails or DMs. And yeah, this is Glee, and welcome to the Gleeful Talk Show Season 2.